Welcome back student, this is the last lecture on current electricity. So in our previous lecture we started the last topic which is called instrument, measuring instrument. So we have learned there like how to convert a galvanometer into ammeter, and then how to convert galvanometer into voltmeter. Then we learned Wheatstone bridge principle, and the application of that was meter bridge. These things already we have covered. So in this lecture we have one more application that's called potentiometer. So in this whole lecture we will be learning only potentiometer, okay. And every year there is a question on potentiometer in our exam, okay. So let's start with potentiometer. Okay, what is potentiometer? Actually, the function of this device is same as what your voltmeter only, okay. What is this? What the use of this potentiometer is same as what voltmeter only. This also measure what potential difference or current you say right now, but it's better than voltmeter, because voltmeter what happens, it doesn't read accurately, it gives about approximate reading. Who? Voltmeter. Instead of the voltmeter, when you use potentiometer to measure the voltage or current in a circuit, this gives more accurate reading, okay. Why this happens? Because already I told you, suppose you have ideal voltmeter. Remember last lecture I told you, if you have ideal voltmeter, means perfect voltmeter you want, then the resistance should be what? Infinite. What should be the resistance? Infinite, right? But you know that everybody has some finite resistance only, okay. So the reading will not be accurate when you use a voltmeter. So reading will be more accurate when you use what? A potentiometer, right now. So now this potentiometer simply alternate to what? Your voltmeter. It gives even better reading than what? Voltmeter, right now. So let me write here, is gives more accurate reading than what? Than your voltmeter. Correct? Yes, this gives better reading or more accurate reading than what your voltmeter, right? Okay. Okay, let's talk now working principle, how it works. Okay, the principle is very simple. Working principle I am talking. So how it works? It works on a principle that you have a uniform wire, then the potential drop across this wire is directly proportional to the length of the wire. Why? Because watch carefully, you know the potential drop in a resistance or wire is what? I into R, correct? Current flowing through that wire or that resistance into its resistance, correct? Na? Again, what is the resistance? Current into resistance, what? Rho L by A, correct? Correct. Suppose you have series and closed circuit, then current flowing will be same, resistivity is always constant, you have uniform thickness, thus means area also constant. So what is variable? Just length, right? So the potential drop in that wire is directly proportional to what? Length of the wire. What are you getting? Voltage drop in a uniform wire is directly proportional to what? Length of the wire. This is the working principle. Potential drop across the any length of the wire is proportional to what? Just length of the wire. Suppose you have 50 centimeter length, you say potential drop was 2 volt, you make it 100 centimeter, then potential drop becomes also become what? Double. So potential drop is proportional to what? Length of the wire. So I am writing in words also. What's working principle? Potential drop across a uniform wire is directly proportional to what? Is length, or in shortcut V proportional to what? L. This is the working principle of what? Your potentiometer, right? Okay, so let's talk about its construction, how it looks, okay. We're talking about its construction, okay. Real construction, how it looks, you know, there is a wooden table or board, you say, right? This is a wooden board, and here we have some wire, a uniform wire. Generally this wire is made up of some material who is like who has a very high rho, specific resistivity, specific resistance, and it has its time. Its resistance should not change with what temperature. So remember that I told you that how this formula resistance when you heating a metal or something, resistance what R naught 1 plus alpha into del T. So when temperature increase, you know resistance will also increase, right, for metal and good conductor, right. So this wire we use here in potentiometer is such type of wire is that its temperature does not change with what, sorry, its resistance does not change with what temperature. So when you're changing temperature, resistance should not change, okay. So manganese and like Eureka, these type of material we use for this wire whose this alpha is what very small. Technically how we define, we use the material whose alpha, this coefficient of temperature coefficient is what, very small, means that resistance will not vary with temperature, okay. So look here, so generally people use 5 meter, 10 meter, even longer wire, right. So there is a scale here, look here again, starting from 0 centimeter and goes to what, 100 centimeter, okay. There is a scale just down here to read your readings, because here also you have to balance with help of what, a galvanometer, right. So the what happens, generally this is a long wire, like not only just 1 meter, maybe 5 meter, 10 meter, 10 meter is generally common. Then what happens is like this is 1 meter long, then it is continuous, it goes back like this way. So some number of turns are there which tell you that how much length is there, okay. So watch care, this is a wire, it's a one complete wire, okay, not broken, continuous, 100 centimeter, then 100, right, something, okay. Then it has two type of circuits, okay. Yes, so the wooden board, on this we have a wire, okay. So one side is like 100 centimeter long or 1 meter. So we have suppose 5 turn, then it become 5 meter, 10 turn means what, 10 meter, okay. More the long the wire, more sensitive, means more accurate reading it will give, okay. So look here, something called primary circuit. We have two type of circuit in this. One is called primary circuit. So primary circuit is like here connected here. In primary circuit we have a source for potential, that EMF V. It may have internal resistance. This is your battery, simply battery connected here, and we have a key, correct. You have ammeter to measure current, then a rheostat to control your current. So rheostat we show like this one, this symbol means variable resistance you can change, so you can change your current in the circuit. So this we write RH symbol, okay, rheostat. They can call it rheostat or a resistance in series, that's all, okay. Okay, so what this is called primary circuit, okay, this is fixed, okay. Yes, so these all are what, primary circuit, right, primary circuit. Then secondary circuit will connect what, down here, okay. So second circuit body, you take a connection from here, you take a galvanometer, then whatever you want to do, you connect with jockey and again try to find what, balancing length, okay. So this circuit will change, this top circuit remains always same, but down will change depending upon that what you want to calculate. So you have 4-5 use of this 4-5 application, depending on this circuit will change, secondary circuit, okay. So here the circuit will change, galvanometer will be always there, jockey is always there, but something else you have to connect, like we want to find the internal resistance of cell, then there's a different circuit, you want to compare EMF of two cell, then there's a different circuit. So this circuit will change, this primary circuit always remains what, same. So look here, when you're talking here, what resistance are coming, watch carefully. This resistance is what, small r, internal resistance of the battery, rheostat resistance in series, and resistance of the wire will also come Rw, right now. Yes, so now we are interested in, like I'm not drawing complete circuit here because it depends on what case they're talking, what applications we are doing, okay. So this circuit will change, okay, but galvanometer and jockey is always there. Again what you have to do, whatever we want to find, we connect that circuit here and you again find a balancing length. So once balancing length you know, then you can write all the answers in terms of balancing length, how that you will see just now, okay. Okay, so here we define an important term first, okay. So what is that important term that I am talking here, and this is the most important question also on this, okay. So this is called something called potential gradient. Potential gradient, people write Vg symbol, X symbol also you can write, okay, simply potential gradient. Already I told you gradient word come many times in physics. Already you have done that, something divided by what, length or distance, thickness, something. Okay, these are called what, gradient. So what is potential gradient? The potential drop per unit length of this wire is called what? Potential gradient. Potential drop per unit length of wire is called what? Your potential gradient. Okay, potential gradient. Okay, let me write full. This is called what? Your potential gradient. Done? Hanji. So how you want to write in mathematics? Okay, x is nothing but what? The voltage drop across this whole wire. Okay, by what? The length of the wire. What? Once more. Voltage drop across this whole wire. Right now, this wire was 5 meter, 10 meter, some wire. That's how much voltage drop is there, how much voltage balance there. Right now, that voltage by what? Length of the wire. Right, this is simplest format. You can also write now like this. What is voltage inside this wire? Okay, these you don't need to write. Okay, I'm writing shortcut. I'm saying V by L. Okay, watch carefully. Voltage what? Current into resistance. Correct. So V also you can write current, I, current in the wire, into what? Resistance of the wire. That's what? This much. Right. If you know current and resistance of the wire, you can write this way also, your potential gradient. Then again, what is the current? Give attention to the current. Current is what? Current is what? Net potential, not net EMF supplied by net resistance of this circuit. What is EMF supplied? We have battery here, E. That's EMF E. Correct? Yes. And what is the net resistance of this circuit? Look here. What resistance we have? RH, R and resistance of the wire. All they are connected what? In series, one loop. Okay. So net resistance what? RH, rheostat, resistance of the wire and internal resistance. This is your current. This current I put here. Okay. And when I current put here, this formula, now main formula can be in our this potential gradient, you can write like this formula also, EMF of the cell of that source. Okay. Okay, then you're writing total resistance, that's what? RH plus RW plus internal resistance R. Correct. Then what is the answer? Resistance of the wire by length of the wire. This is very, very important. Maximum time the questions have been asked based on this question, potential gradient question. Either potential gradient is given, they will ask you something, or all these things are given, they will ask you what is a potential gradient. Let me write the meaning of all these. In this formula, what are these? Okay, E is what? EMF of source. So that's what source cell. Okay, correct. What is small r? Internal resistance of source cell. What is the internal resistance of this? So this small r is not guaranteed that always they give. Sometimes it's not given. There is no problem. You don't need to write it here. Okay. If it's given, then you can write here. So maximum time they don't give what? Internal resistance of that source cell. Okay. Negligible they say, or even they don't give. Then you can remove from this here. Okay. So answer become E upon rheostat resistance plus what? Your RW means resistance of the wire only. These two terms you have to write. Okay. Yes. RH is what? You say they call rheostat, or simply they say resistance in series. Maximum time they will use what word? Resistance series, not rheostat. Okay, it's a rheostat, but what they will call it? Resistance in series, because connected in what series. So this is used to control your current, how much current is flowing through the circuit. Okay, resistance in what? Series. So this word they will use, keep in mind. Okay, then RW is what? Resistance of the wire. Resistance of the wire. And what else? Length of what? Wire. Correct. These all are. So simply if you know potential drop in the wire, they say that it was 2 volt potential drop across 10 centimeter length of the wire, then you can write here 2 volt by 10 centimeter length, you get your potential gradient directly. Or if all values are given, EMF given, resistance in series given, resistance of the wire given, okay, then you can write this formula also to find what your potential gradient. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, now what we see is this. Okay, so I will discuss numerical on this also, but let me do one by one all the applications first. Okay. Okay, so we are talking now applications, means direct questions how they can ask an exam based on what potentiometer. Also always should understand that this is like full circuit I have drawn. In exam they will never draw full circuit. Yesterday I did like meter bridge. I drawn a wooden board, then all these things are there, but they draw just a line circuit only. Okay, suppose this circuit you want to draw as a line circuit, I will give an examples here. See, so we are talking applications now. Okay, let's see applications. On this formula first, direct questions are asked generally direct. Okay, but there is use of this formula also. I will talk here. Okay, so let's talk applications. First application we talk, they are simplest application called comparing EMF of two cells. Two cells we have with you of EMF E1 and E2. Then if you want to find what is the ratio of E1 by E2, you can find using this potentiometer, or you know EMF of any one cell, then you can find other by writing the same rule. Okay, so how to do this? So first application I am writing here is called comparing EMF of two cells. Using this potentiometer, what you can do, you can compare the EMF of two cells. Okay, how to draw the circuit? I am telling, they will draw only line circuit. Means this is what your potentiometer wire done. Okay, and here they will draw the top circuit. It may be full or something may be missing, doesn't matter. Okay, this is RH, RE, this is what key. Okay, line circuit this only, and here is what your lower circuit, secondary circuit, which you want to connect here. This will change always. So look here what you do, you want to compare two EMF of two cells. Okay, then what you'll do, you take a connection from here, you connect your two cells here like this way, right? Okay, these are two cells. Then what you do, something is called two-way key. What is called two-way key, or you can connect one. Okay, simple, let me tell you what you do. What you do is you connect a cell here of EMF E1. Okay, connect it through a galvanometer and use a jockey and find the balancing length. Watch carefully. This is also important to see that what is the direction of this cell. So direction of cell, look here, positive terminal should be with what? Positive terminal of the battery, then you only can balance here. Okay, otherwise you cannot balance, keep in mind. Okay, so what I am saying here, watch carefully. You have a cell of EMF E, some internal resistance there, we don't worry about them. Okay, so this cell you have connected here, with help of galvanometer and jockey you are finding the balancing length on this. At some balancing length, suppose L1, the EMF of this cell got balanced, means your galvanometer shows what? No deflection, right now. So look here, connect, how you doing? Connect cell 1, find balancing length. It's very simple process. That length you got L1. You had a cell, you connected, and with the help of a galvanometer and jockey you found the balancing length, just like you have done meter bridge also, same thing. Okay, yes, balancing means galvanometer will show no deflection. Okay, like this. Thus balancing length is what? L1. So the EMF always said that potential drop is proposed to what? Length. So EMF of that cell E1 should be equal to what? Some constant K into what? Balancing length L1, right? These all are constant terms, so it depends only on what length. So that all these constant I am calling K, and balancing length is what? L1. So EMF of the first cell should be equal to what? Some constant to what? Length L1. Exactly same too. Now you remove this cell and connect to what? Your second cell. Right now you connect your E2 here, you find new balancing length L2 here. Correct na? So how you say? Connect second cell, find a new balancing length, right? Find a new balancing length. You find length. That length is called what? L2. So this time the EMF of the cell E2 is equal to what? K into what? L2. Correct? You want to find the ratio of the EMF to cells, you just divide these two equations. What you will see that E1 by E2 should be equal to what? L1 by L2. That's your answer. So one by one you connecting the cells and you finding their balancing length. Then you see the ratio of the EMF. Okay, what's the equation first? Comparing the EMF of two cells. So ratio of the two EMF of two cells is simply equal to what? Balancing length, right? L1 by L2. You can find the ratio of EMF of two cells, or like EMF of any one cell is given, like E1 is given, then you can find E2, right now? Yes. So this question was asked 2-3 times in our exam, is important. Okay. In real, actually, I said like here you connect one by one, but in real you don't do like this one. There is something called what two-way key. So both cells we connect together. Like this is what cell 1, this is what cell 2, right? And there is a key is called what two-way key. What is name called what two-way key? Okay. So what is two-way key? You don't need to remove these guys. You connect E1, you connect E2. Okay, no problem, right? This is called two-way key. So first you can connect this key with like this. Okay, first you connect with like first like this way. You turn like this way. Your E1 cell is connected, right? Then you turn it down. Then what E2 will get connected. But same thing only. Okay, this is called two-way key. What is called two-way key? Practically we use like this type of key. Okay. Or you can connect one by one also, there is no problem. So you connecting first cell E1, then you find balancing length L1, then you connect cell E2, find balancing length L2, and then you know that EMF or voltage is proposed to what length. This is a working principle of what this potentiometer. So you can divide them, you find the ratio of these two EMF is simply equal to the balancing length, right? Okay. Okay, let's see next application. I will give numerical example on all this. I am just teaching theoretical now, all like type of questions or all applications of this. Remember when I taught you cell, one question came there, find the internal resistance of the cell, right? It was formula like this one, internal resistance is equal to like E by V minus 1 into capital R, right? Yes, same questions asked here also, and we will use same formula only, okay? Second numerical or second application, you say second type of questions, what they ask? Finding internal resistance of a cell. Using potentiometer we can also find the internal resistance of some given cell. So what we do? Setup remains same. Again I am drawing line circuit, not complete circuit. This is your potentiometer wire. Okay. This is your primary circuit, a battery, internal resistance, a key, and rheostat and ammeter. If you want to connect, you can connect your choice. Okay, so this is what RH, this is what E, this is what small r. Okay, this is your potentiometer wire, this is what your primary circuit. Now let's connect secondary circuit here. How to connect? Okay, you want to find the internal resistance of cell, then what you do? Okay, so look here, few steps are there, very simple step. First you connect cell alone. What do you do? You connect your cell alone. This is what your cell, say EMF E, internal resistance R. This is your galvanometer, and you are touching it here and finding balancing length. Suppose that balancing length was L1, EMF E, and what? Internal resistance R. So first what you doing? First step, you connect your cell alone, okay, to the galvanometer and find balancing length. Find balancing length. So watch carefully, when you connect cell alone, what happened? The EMF of this cell is balanced against this balancing length. This step is same as like that only. You took a cell and finding the balancing length. It's exactly same thing doing here, okay. So in this case, you have by finding balancing length. So here EMF of the cell is what? Balanced, right now. So watch carefully. So what will happen? Your E is equal to what? Some constant into what? L1. This is equation 1. What you did first, connecting cell alone, this only you doing same thing, okay. You connect just one cell, you find its balancing length. So E is, so at that time no current is flowing through this battery, so only EMF of the cell is connected, okay. Step 1. Step 2 is what? Connect a non-resistance, non-shunt resistant, okay, let me write non-resistance in parallel with what? Cell. What is second step? You connect a resistance which is known to you in parallel with what? This cell, R resistance, non-resistance, right? Now this is a closed loop. Now current started flowing here, right? Now initially no current was flowing because only battery is there, no resistance. So now you have connected resistance, there is a closed loop, current will start flowing. So now what is the potential here actually? That has become terminal potential. Initially it was open circuit, so EMF is balanced. Now terminal potential, that potential from here to here, that will get balanced, right? Or potential drop across this wire. So step 3, again you find new balancing length, find new balancing length. So now what will happen? terminal potential is balanced right now against what length? L2 length. First time cell alone was connected like that case only, so EMF of the cell is balanced against that some balancing length, right? Now you have connected a known resistance in what parallel with this, so now there is a closed loop, current started flowing, so now the terminal potential V, with that symbol we write, is balanced against some balancing length what? L2. So V is equal to what? Some constant K into what again? L2. Correct? Yes. Now already we know that internal resistance is what? Watch carefully. Internal resistance of a cell. What is the formula? R. This formula was E by V minus 1 into what? R. This was the formula. In cell topic you have learned this, right? Na? Discharging and charging of cell, then this formula came. Now here E is what? K into L1 and V is what? K into L2. You put these values here, you will get simply L1 minus L2 minus 1 into what? R. That's your answer. So the internal resistance of cell you can find by finding these two balancing length, one with cell alone, one when you connect a resistance in parallel, then what is the balancing length. So these are simply E and V you writing in terms of what? Balancing length, L1, L2. This is a resistance that you connecting here, non-resistance here, okay. This is second use, direct question. All questions are, these are directs only and very, very simple, okay. Okay, let me clean the board, then I will talk more applications, okay. So 3 numericals already have done, 1 direct numerical based on what? Potential gradient. I will give example also. 1 question is about comparing the EMF of 2 cell, okay. Yes, or 1 cell is given, other you can find. Third question is what? Finding the internal resistance of the cell. This is also important, this has been asked in our exam, okay. Okay, so next numerical use this one, watch carefully. Like you have compared the EMF of 2 cells, right now, E1 by E2 is came like L1 by L2. Same way you can compare the 2 resistances. 2 unknown resistance are given to you or non given, doesn't matter. R1, R2, you can find the ratio, what is R1 by R2. You can compare the 2 resistance. Comparison of 2 resistances, okay. Or any one resistance is known to you, then you can find the other resistance, okay. How? Let's see. Setup remains same. This is your potentiometer. We draw just by a line. This is our potentiometer. This is your primary circuit, a battery, internal resistance, key, rheostat, and ammeter. If you want to draw, you can draw, otherwise no problem. This is what? RH. This is the key, internal resistance, and EMF of the same. This is called primary circuit, okay, always there. Here how we connect? We connect 2 resistance which we want to compare in what? Series, like this, okay, and you have to connect a battery across them, so the current flows through them. This is a battery V, okay. This is a resistance R1, this is a resistance R2, okay. These are 2 terminals just for connections. Then what you do, this is your galvanometer here, G, and this is a terminal for your galvanometer, and this is what your jockey, okay. So what are you doing? Watch carefully, okay. Resistance R1 and resistance R2 connected in what? Series, like. What you do? Look here. First what you do? I give name to understand. Terminal A, terminal B. This is your C, okay. So connect. What you do? Connect galvanometer to terminal A. You connect C and A together. These 2 terminals you are connecting together, right? You touching them. Then what happens? Only this resistance is connected to in the circuit, right? This is not connected, so it became open circuit. This resistance alone get connected, right? So, okay. So connect. What you do? I wrote something. Connect galvanometer to what first? Terminal A. Find balancing length. Find balancing length. Let's call that length. You found some balancing length as what? L1 here, right? This is your balancing length. You connected resistance R1 alone, okay, first. So you found the balancing length, and we know that resistance and voltage both are proposed to what length? So resistance R1 should be equal to some constant K into what? Length L1. Clear? Yes. Potential also same thing, okay. Now second step is what? You connect your C terminal to what? B terminal. Means connect galvanometer to what? Connect galvanometer to terminal B. and find new balancing length, right? Find new balancing length. So what happens when you connect B terminal, C and B? Then you see that R1, R2 both are connected in circuit. When connecting to A terminal, only R1 is connected in the circuit. So R1 is balanced against some length L1. So R1 is simply equal to what? Some constant K into what? Balancing length L1. When connecting terminal B, both resistance R1 R2 are connected in series, right? So now how you will say that suppose you find balancing length L2 here, then R1 plus R2, because both resistance connected in series, so K into what? L2. This should be the answer, right? Okay. Now you can divide, that's your answer. So divide this by this or that by that, doesn't matter. So your choice. So how you writing here? You write like R1 by R2 by R1 is equal to what? L2 by what? L1. K get cancelled, right? So this you can also write simply. You can write like divide it here. So 1 plus R2 by R1. So you get R2 by R1 is equal to L2 by L1 minus 1. That's your answer. So here you can compare the two resistances, or you can find, if one resistance is known to you, you can find the second unknown resistance by writing this relation, right? So it's simple. So one by one, initially only R1 connected, second case R1 and R2 both are connected, okay? Yes. Okay, let's see one more use. Using this concept of like our potential gradient that I told in starting, you can find the EMF of any unknown cell. You can compare EMF, like two cells you have, you can compare them. That's first case I told you right now. Or any one of them is known, other is unknown, you can that also find. But you have only one cell alone with you, still you can find its EMF. Okay. So last application I'm telling you, finding EMF of an unknown cell, right? So setup remains same. It's very simple. This is what your potentiometer, and this is your primary circuit. This is your state, this key, internal resistance and EMF. This is primary circuit, always there in every case, okay? Yes. What you do, you took the cell whose resistance you want to find. It may be having internal, it doesn't affect, okay? EMF, E, internal R, you connect with the galvanometer and find a balancing length here. That's all. Very simple setup. Also give always, remember that always is very, very important. All questions that I have done here, see the battery's connection here. Your positive terminal is always on this side, right? This battery and this battery, the positive terminal should be connected together, okay? Otherwise you will not find balancing length, okay? Answer will be wrong. So be careful about this, is very, very important. This here, last case is all, the connection of this battery is what very important. If you are writing it opposite, it will be wrong, okay? Okay, so what you do, you found some balancing length. Suppose this is a balancing length small l. Length of the whole wire is what? L, correct? How to find EMF? So this cell of EMF is balanced against the balancing length what? Small l, right? Total length of the wire is what? L. So how you do? What is potential gradient? Already you have learned what is potential gradient, right? Potential gradient X is called what? This you will find first. Two formula we have, V by L, or main formula is what? E upon RH plus RW plus small r RW by total length of the wire, right? So how will you find the EMF of the cell? Look here. How to find? Let's give some, because E and E, so I want to give some different name this. Let's go E1 I'm calling, okay? So that doesn't confuse between this and this, okay? So look here, how to find. First you will find potential gradient by this formula. In order to find the EMF on unknown cell, either it's given to you, potential gradient is given to you, that's very simple, just this much only you have to write. Potential gradient not given, then first you find potential gradient from here, which is also equal to V by V. What is V? The voltage across this much balancing length by what is balancing length L. So the voltage across this wire is how much? The battery voltage is balanced against this. So how you will find? You write like X potential gradient, you write E1 by what? L. Potential gradient is known to you, yes, known to you. Then what is EMF of this cell? So what is the answer? The potential gradient into the balancing length, not the whole length. What? Balancing length. So EMF of the cell, EMF of cell, correct now? You want to find is what? E1 is what? Simply the potential gradient into what? Balancing length small l. Sometimes this potential gradient given directly X, into what balancing length, just you need to answer, that's done. If potential gradient is not given, then you find potential gradient from here, then answer become like E, all formula right, complete formula right. This is a potential gradient into what balancing length. So do not confuse between these two lengths. L is the total length of the wire, capital L, and L, small l, is the balancing length against that what EMF, okay, of that sail. So this is the way how to find the EMF of that sail, correct? Okay, so these all are direct numericals. So theoretically I explain you, now I will discuss some numerical to you. Okay, okay, hope you understand all of these. 5 questions are in front of you, main questions. First important questions, what potential gradient, direct questions. Potential gradient is given, something is unknown from here, they are asking, or these all values are given, directly they are asking find the potential gradient. Another use of potential gradient is this question itself, finding the EMF of unknown sail. You have connected unknown sail of EMF E1, it got balanced against some balancing length small l, then what is EMF? So writing this formula only, this is what potential by length, the balancing potential by balancing length, okay, yes. So look here, if you know potential gradient, then this formula you can write this much itself, potential of that, what a balancing potential is equal to what potential gradient into what balancing length, okay. So you can write here. If potential gradient is not given to you, then you have to find by this complete formula. It's a complete formula to find what potential gradient. Here I told you again what happens, among these 3 resistance we have total. Resistance of wire always given, yes given. Resistance of rheostat always given, we need. This may not be given, internal resistance of this sail not given, then you can just remove from this formula. Rw plus Rh only down here, no problem, okay. Okay. So let's see now numerical examples, okay. Okay, let's see these questions. So first I am discussing these all 4 questions based on potential gradient, because this is very important. I will give more example on other concepts, okay. So look at the first problem. In the given potentiometer circuit, find the length AC if galvanometer shows what? No deflection. So watch it carefully. There is a wire. Properties are given, the resistance of the wire is given 4.5 ohm, length is given 3 meter, right? And this primary circuit given, EMF of the battery given 5 volt, internal resistance given 0.5, no resistance in series given, rheostat not given, RH not given, it's okay. And down circuit, there is a battery given 3 volt, internal resistance unknown, and here they are asking that find that balancing length AC, correct? That balancing length you want to find means the EMF of this battery 3 volt is balanced against that length, correct? Yes, so if you know the what potential gradient, then you can easily find what is that balancing length. Either balancing length is known, they will ask you what is the EMF of the sail. Here EMF of the sail we know, so we have to find that balancing length. In both cases what we need is potential gradient. Let's find potential gradient. So potential gradient formula is what? EMF by RH plus RW plus RW by total length, right? This is a complete formula. Let's calculate. EMF is what? EMF of the main battery, which is given 5 volt, okay, divided by rheostat resistance not given to you, resistance in series not given to you, resistance of wire given 4.5, yes given, plus internal resistance also given 0.5 given, okay, resistance of the wire 4.5 by length of the wire is what? 3, correct? This is 5, this is also 5, 5 get cancelled, so 4.5 by 3 is what? Simply 1.5 volt per meter. So you have to give attention to the unit also. Sometimes length is given centimeter, then you get volt per centimeter, okay. So convert it into SI system and do proper calculations, okay. So 1.5 volt per meter, done, okay. Now what we need, X also equal to what? Look here, the EMF of the sail by that balancing length L, let's call that small l. So it's simply also equal to E by what? That balancing length. E we know we have to calculate balancing length L. So L is equal to what? EMF by what? Potential gradient. We have to find what? Length. Okay. So EMF of that sail, that we calling E1. Okay. So E1 is given 3 volt. Balancing length we found what? 1.5. It means answer is what? 2 meter. So 2 meter is a length, that much length AC. Correct. So potential gradient, either sail EMF is given, they will ask you balancing length like this, or balancing length is given, they will ask you EMF. In both cases you need to find what? Potential gradient. Then you can write general formula V by L, potential by length, okay, balancing length. See next question. A 10 meter long wire of resistance 20 ohm is connected in series with a battery of EMF 3 volt and negligible interresistance and a series resistance of about 10 ohm. Find the potential gradient. So direct questions, just finding potential gradient. The same formula I am writing here. X EMF is given how much? 3 volt. Okay, done. 3 volt. Resistance of the rheostat or resistance series how much given? 10 ohm. This is 10 ohm. Resistance of the wire given what? 20 ohm. Yes, 20 ohm. Internal resistance is given negligible, so 0, this much only. Okay, done. Into resistance of the wire is again 20, by length of wire they have given what? 10 meter. Okay, it's 10 meter. Okay, this goes 2 times, so we're getting 6 upon 30. That becomes 1 by 5 or 0.2 volt per meter. This is a potential gradient. Okay, so 2019 they have asked this question like direct question, simple question to us. Okay. Let's see next question. It says a potentiometer wire of length 100 centimeter has a resistance of what? 10 ohm as shown in figure. Find the EMF of cell E. This question is opposite of that question. Here EMF was known, balancing length they are asking. Here EMF is unknown, balancing length is given to you. Okay, same question. So let's first step is always find potential gradient X. Same formula. EMF given what? Here. Okay, this resistance series you can connect here, you can connect anywhere, doesn't matter, they all are in series. So what is EMF given? 2 volt. Resistance, all three resistances. Rheostat 4.5. Resistance of the wire, how much they gave? In question they gave 10 ohm plus internal resistance given 0.5. These are all three resistance given here. Yes, resistance of the wire given 10 ohm and length of the wire is given 100 centimeter, means what? 1 meter. So this becomes 10 plus 15, yes, 15. So this becomes 20 by what? 15. You say what? 4 by 3 volt per meter. This is what your potential gradient. Now potential gradient also equal to what? Whatever potential by what? Balancing length. So here balancing length given 60 centimeter, right? And we have to find this EMF. So you can write, look, what is E1? E1 should be equal to what? X into what? Balancing length. X is what? 4 by 3 is a volt per meter. Balancing length is given 60 centimeters. So you have to write into meter, 60 by what? 100. Correct? Or you can write simply 0.6 meter if you want. So this becomes 0.2. That becomes 0.8 volt. So what is potential of this battery? 0.8 volt. Okay? Very simple and very interesting also. Okay, let's see one more question there. Find the reading of the voltmeter in the given potentiometer circuit. So if you watch carefully, this is a top circuit, primary circuit, volt is V symbol given, RH given, here balancing length given and the EMF of the cell also given. These two both things are given what? The cell EMF given and balancing length given. They are asking what's the voltmeter reading here? What's the reading from here to here? It's very easy. Because these two things are given directly, means this is given to you. So directly find potential gradient V by R. What's the EMF of this battery? 4.8. Correct. What is the balancing length given? 40 centimeter. Correct. I'm writing centimeter big. Okay. So this means volt per centimeter. Okay. No need to solve this. This is a potential gradient. Then they're asking what's the potential in this much length? Because voltmeter is connected from what? Here to here. Okay, 60 centimeter. So this formula only, just reverse it. Again, potential you want to find what's potential gradient into what? Length. Potential gradient is this much, 4.8 by 40 into new length is what? 60. Correct? Okay, this goes here. Okay, you can simplify this. So this goes 1.2 time. Correct only? Okay, so 6 into what? 1.2, how much? 7.2. So this is what? Volt. That's all. So in 40 centimeter, how much potential drop? This much, 4.8 volt. Then what is in 60 centimeter? It should be more. Here should be more. How much? 7.2. So this is use of what? Your potential gradient. EMF of the cell given, you can find balancing length. Balancing length is given, you can find the EMF. Both are given, you can find potential gradient. Okay. Yes. Okay. I'll discuss more questions on the other things. Let's see. Okay, few more problems based on potentiometer. Okay, let's see. Two cells of EMF E1 and E2 are connected first to support each other, then to oppose each other. Their balancing lengths were 50, okay, 120 centimeter and 60 centimeter respectively. Find the ratio of E1 and E2. Okay, they're saying I have two cells and I'm connecting them together. How connecting? First to support each other, then to what? Oppose each other. Correct. Two wires supporting each other means their potential is what added, opposing means their potential is what subtracted, right? So first what happening, like a circuit is not given, you can understand any circuit like, okay, this circuit, okay, this is a potentiometer circuit, and first two cells are connected to support each other, means both cells are connected together, not one by one, okay. E1 and E2 both are connected and supporting each other means potential is what added, so it becomes E1 plus E2. So when potential was E1 plus E2, balancing length is given, so is equal to K into what? L1. Now they are connected to what? Oppose each other, means E1 and E2 directions are opposite, right? Then it becomes what? E1 minus E2, because they are opposing each other, K into what? L2. So this length ratio already given, so simply say that E1 plus E2 by E1 minus E2, how much balancing length given? 120 by 60. So 120 by 60, that becomes what? 2. So if you simplify this, you see that E1 plus E2 is equal to 2 times of E1 minus 2 times of what? E1. This comes here, that comes here, so 3 times of E1 is equal to what? E2. Correct only? I wrote something wrong here, this should be E2. Yes, I did a mistake here, not like this. So this term going here, 2 times of E1 minus 2 times of E2, okay, this term comes here, so you're getting 3E2 is equal to what? E1. So E1 by E2, okay, is coming what? 3. That's all, okay, 3 ratio 1 or 3. So it was not 1 by 1 cell, 2 cells, first we connect support to each other, then what? Opposing each other, not 1 by 1. 1 by 1 means E1 by E2, okay. Look at 6th question. In the given circuit, the balancing length AJ, some balancing length, okay, in this circuit A to J, that balancing length is given 60 centimeter when switch S is open. Where the switch given? This is switch given. So you can see battery and resistance is connected in parallel and switch is open. Okay. When AJ is 50 centimeter, new length given. When the switch is what? Closed. Find the internal resistance of the cell. So look here, first when switch is open means only your cell is connected to what? The circuit, means EMF is balanced against some balancing length. So balancing length was given to you what? 60 centimeter. When you make this switch close, now this your cell and resistance in what? Parallel. Now what? Terminal potential will be balanced. V will be balanced against balancing length of what? 50. So direct questions, you say R is what? You say E by V minus 1 into R, or you say what? L1 minus L2 minus 1 into what? R. Correct. So all are given to you. 60 by 50 minus 1 into resistance connected here, how much given? 5 ohm. Correct. Okay. So this becomes simply 1 by 5. So it's coming 1 ohm. Check it. 60 minus 50 is 10. 10 by 50 is what? 1 by 5 into 5 is what? 1. Okay. Correct only. Let's see. In the given circuit, when the galvanometer is connected to terminal A. So watch circuit. This is circuit here. Okay. When this galvanometer is connected to terminal A, means only R1 resistance will be connected in this circuit, right? The balancing length is given 40 centimeter, and when it becomes 60 centimeter when it's connected to our terminal B. When I connect to terminal B, balancing length become what? 60 centimeter. So when you connect to terminal B, both resistance are in series and both are included in the circuit. So you know that when you connect R1, it should be equal to some length L1. Second time R1 plus R2 should be balanced against some balancing length L2. They are asking what's R1 by R2. Let's calculate. So R1 by R1 plus R2 simply equal to what? L1 by L2. L1 was given 40 and 60. 40 and what? 60. So it says 2 by 3. Correct? Okay. So we want to find what? We want to find R1, R2. Okay, let's reverse this number so that easily divide R1 by R2 by R1. This is given 3 by 2. You divide here 1 plus R2. Okay, I told you direct relation of this also, right? Hope you remember in terms of length, that also you can write if you want. So this becomes 3 by 2, or you say R2 by R1 is what? 1 comes here, 1 by 2. They are asking opposite of this, R1 by R2, which is what? 1 by 2. Correct? Okay, or any one resistance is known, other you can find here also. Okay, so this is used to find unknown resistance also. Yes, you can find. Okay. Okay, let's see next question. Question number 8. In the given circuit, find E1. E1 means the EMF of this cell they are asking, if the potential gradient of the wire is given directly to you, 0.2 volt per meter, potential gradient directly given, look here, EMF of the cell they are asking in balancing length given and potential gradient given. Potential gradient is what, simply V by L, right? Yes, so EMF of the cell they are asking, so E1 is simply equal to X into what, balancing length directly. X is given, balance X potential gradient given how much, 0.2 volt per meter, length is given 150 centimeter, meter here given centimeter, so 150 by what, 100, so 0.2 into what, 1.5, that should be your answer. So how much it comes, 0. Means what, 0.03, no, 0.3 only, right, volt. Okay, check your calculations. I do something wrong always while solving. So these were the example, other example based on what, potentiometer. Okay, so it's very easy and a very important topic from exam point of view. Okay.